Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages and species, yes, cats and dogs too. Welcome to Mark It Down Podcast's first Impact Wrestling Fast Forward. Except, I don't know how to fast forward, so I watched the entire show. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching wrestling on a night that isn't Wednesday, and it's a great feeling. So, because I enjoyed myself, I'm going to talk to you guys about it. And if you guys like the noise feels that you're getting, hopefully you'll be back next week as I do this again and again and again. So, I'll be honest with you. I'm not as funny as Danny. I'm not as creative as Chad. But I have one emotion that those guys don't have when it comes to wrestling, and that is desperation. I am desperate to get you guys to watch Impact Wrestling with me because the truth is, they've been killing it for a long time. So long that I just realized they're celebrating 20 years of Impact Wrestling. Granted, some of those years were TNA, some of those years were LOL TNA. But here we are in the Impact Zone, and it's fun. It's fun. Impact has found themselves at the center of the wrestling universe. They, in one night, managed to incorporate WWE storytelling, AEW storytelling, and New Japan Pro Wrestling storytelling. No other company is doing that right now, and they're still doing it in a way that makes Impact Wrestling feel important and not secondary to anybody else involved. It's a special thing, and right out the gate they started with Bullet Club member Chris Bay taking on Jake something? I'll remember his name. Chris might have gotten the loss in this match, and Jake something might have gotten the win, but the real winners are Bullet Club fans here because not only do we get Chris Bay, we got the Gorillas of Destiny and Switchblade, the knife pervert himself, Jay White. Next week is going to be big as we see a big Bullet Club tag team match, and it's going to be fun to see an Bullet Club original like Tama Tonga teaming with the new blood, Chris Bay. And before I bury the lead, Jake something is killing it lately. He's a beast, and it's cool to see somebody not just take the L because he's facing a Bullet Club member on American television. For me, that's a big deal. Moving on to not New Japan stuff, but to AEW stuff. We had a match where Jonah, formerly known as Bronson Reed in NXT, won a pretty quick squash match, but the real story here is who was in the arena watching. Everybody's favorite Paul Heyman impersonator, Dan Lambert. He seemed impressed by what he saw with Jonah. Does this mean we're going to see a little more crossover with AEW and Impact again? I would like that, but even if not, Jonah could use a mouthpiece, and Dan Lambert has enough mouth for everybody around him. So that's fun. Moving forward again, more crossover appeal because, hey, that's why you're all here, right? The crossover appeal. Mickie James hosted a Impact Knockout State of Address thing. I don't know. It was fun seeing all the women with their championships because we had the Inspiration who won their tag match earlier in a mixed tag match, which I'll get to in a second. But we had the Inspiration with their Impact Knockout tag team titles. We had Deonna Purrazzo, who is the AAA champion and the Ring of Honor Women's champion. Good for you, Deonna. I don't have any gold. And we saw Jordynne Grace with the Digital Media Championship. Terrible name, good looking belt. But as Mickie is talking about entering the Royal Rumble and acknowledging that she is the first world champion from another company to enter the Royal Rumble, I know I might be in the minority in this, but it really does feel like an awesome big deal how much a world champion is going to be represented in another company's storyline and in another company's big match. Granted, let's see how the actual Royal Rumble goes, but in the meantime, I'm going to be positive because, hey, somebody has to be. Going back, as I said, the Influence, Madison Rayne, and Caleb with a K took on the Inspiration, and it's always weird. I forget what it's like to see men and women actually wrestling and exchanging moves and not have to worry about a DQ. Granted, Caleb with a K is a good comedy wrestler. He's serving his role very well here. But let's give it to the ladies. They kicked ass in this match, as always, because this is Impact Wrestling. The knockouts reigned supreme here. So to see the inspiration, Cassie and Jess really come out on top and look good and not the damsels in distress coming from behind, which other companies might showcase, truly refreshing. It was great to see the inspiration get the win, and I hope to see the Influence's other member, Madison Rain's partner, Tennille Dashwood, get into it, and we have a real honest-to-God Knockouts Tag Team title match very soon. Moving forward, we had another former WWE superstar, Big Cass, but I'm not going to refer to him as Big Cass past this, because the truth is he is now W. Morrissey, and he is a big deal here in Impact. No pun intended. Or it was. It depends on what your humor is. But Morrissey took out 9 members of Brian Myers' Learning Tree academia. I don't know what they are. I think they're a school. At the very least, they are a bunch of guys there to take a pin, because Morrissey dominated. Let me say it again. 9 men. I don't think I've seen a handicap match go that way before. It's awesome. It was cool. And it's good to see this guy turn his life around after how his WWE career ended and how we knew things weren't going so well for him on the indies. I stuttered there, but that was because this has been going on for a few minutes, so I'm sorry. But right after getting that big W for W. Morrissey, Brian Myers tried attacking him, and he got a big old choke for his troubles, but Morrissey was confronted by Impact Champion Moose. Now, Moose has been ducking Morrissey for a little while, and that's fine. But the big deal is here, Moose just looks like a threat. And so does Morrissey. These are 2 guys who, they might not have the biggest platform right now, but they're going to deliver a good old hoss match. They're going to beat the crap out of each other, and you know me. I love big meaty men slapping meat together. So we'll see how that goes at No Surrender in February. Moving forward, this is the weird part, guys. This is the weird part, because I know we mentioned Ring of Honor earlier, but these guys aren't really Ring of Honor. I don't know what they are. I don't know if Impact knows what they are. But we have Honor No More, which is a group that consists of PCO, Matt Taven, Vincent, Mike Bennett, and Maria Kanellis. These are 5 talents that were with Ring of Honor up until Ring of Honor's contract cleansing. And now they're looking for a new home. And they are doing so by taking out Impact's biggest and best. You have Chris Sabin, you have Eddie Edwards, you have Rhino, you have Josh Alexander, and you have Rich Swann. All former world champions of this company. Different belts, but all former world champions. And they're just wrecking them on a weekly basis as if they were an old school Nexus. Granted, I know this storyline might not work for everybody, but I'm a Ring of Honor mark, so it's working for me. I wish things were a little clearer on if this is gang warfare or not. They did have Ring of Honor leader, Kerry Silken, there tonight to denounce their actions and say they are bringing no honor to the name of ROH. And there was some complaining from Matt Taven about things not being purple enough, which feels like gang warfare. I don't know. Colors were involved. But regardless, things are a little messy, but it's good to see these talents finding a new home after Ring of Honor's talent exodus the other day. And by other day, I mean a couple months ago. Sorry, COVID, time is a construct. But overall, this was a great episode of Impact. I'm so excited for next week. I'm so excited for what comes next. We have Mickie James in the Royal Rumble in a couple of days. Let's see how she does. Next week, we have the Bullet Club tag team match. And we have the big pay-per-view coming up soon. So lots of action, lots of titles, lots of wrestling. Go to the Impact Zone, or at the very least, watch it on YouTube. Or, even better, watch me talk about it with you guys. Alright, guys. Have a fun night. Have a good time. Good luck. Be well. I love you so much. So much. Bye. This is the Mark It Down Podcast, Impact Wrestling. Fast forward, except not really.